Hello and welcome to Watercolors with Jaylene. Today I am going to show you how to make a really cool greeting card. My funky flower design is what I like to call this. It is so easy and so cute. You're just going to love this. So I'll set that aside, and what we want to do first, here, let me pull this back out. We're going to just paint, do some sloppy little painting, blob the green and the blue on here, the background colors. And wait till you see how quick and easy this is. So first, for the greenish color, that's a color that I did create myself. I'd like to call it my Grinch green. And it's just a quick, easy combo of the lemon yellow and the hooker's green. And then for the blue, I use turquoise. And the size brush that I'm using today is a size 8 round brush. And it's we put a lot of water on this, so we'll mix up a little bit of yellow. Get your brush really, really wet. And then a little bit of the hooker's green. Okay, let's get a little more yellow in there. So with a very, very wet brush, and some of the color, it's not a heavy color, obviously, it's very light and opaque, and there's a lot of water, and just kind of, move it around. Let me get a little bit more on here. And it doesn't have to be real dark. There, and we'll kind of just put a little bit like that, and then let me grab some of the turquoise blue, and there again, keep your brush very wet with a lot of color on it, and just kind of, move this around the turquoise blue, in different areas, and kind of separate it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. They can melt together a little bit. You can have little dabs of white in there. So this is, just a real quick painting of the two colors. And then you're going to want to let this dry very, very well. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to set this aside. And I had done one earlier, so we'll use this one, and I just want to show you real quick how to draw the flowers. Now on my Patreon page, I do have instruction sheet for the funky flower and also the traceable. So if you wanted to download that, you can. If you feel comfortable freehanding it, that's great as well. Okay, so I'm using a Sharpie permanent marker, and you can use any type of a permanent marker. Just make sure that it is waterproof. And so what we want to do is create four petals to the flower. And I kind of do one in each of the corners. And nothing perfect, obviously. And each one is going to be different. And I'm telling you, once you get this done, this one designed, you're going to want to do more and more and more of these cards. And they're great for any type of a nice little greeting card, thinking of you, saying hello. It could be a birthday card, so many uses, and everybody just loves the design. So once I draw 4 basic petals, flower petals, then I go back over it and I make sure that I don't follow the original lines. I want, I want almost like 2 sets of lines. So we can do that. And now I want to do, here, let me show you on here. So I've done the 4 large ones, and now I want to do 4 smaller ones on the inside of this. So if you just kind of take 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the same with this, just, do a second line and go around, and yep, it does look sloppy, and that's how it's supposed to look. That's why it's so cute. So then for the center, you just keep, you know, drawing circles round and round, and let it get larger. And there you have it. There is your funky flower. And so let me just kind of fix this line. There we go. Maybe that line a little bit. This is an older marker. I probably should invest in a new one. Okay, so now that we have that drawn, I already have my background colors cut. And of course, you know how I love to put the border on all of my background colors. So you could use the blue that, you know, coincides with that blue, or if you wanted to do more of a Grinch green, you can do that as well. I do have a couple finished here, and you can see it's basically the same colors, and then the background colors are different on those. And then I also did one with some pinks and oranges, and I thought that turned out really nice. It's very feminine, yet modern, funky. And so, you know, you could do any two colors. I would say stick with two colors, not do more than that. You don't want it to get too busy. So, so coming back to this, and we will use the blue. And like all of my other cards, what we'll do is put the foam double-sided tape on each of these, just a little chunk, just enough to give it, you know, that 3D dimension once we put it on the card. Doesn't take a whole lot. So we can get these stuck on there, and they don't have to be perfect, obviously. So we'll take the tape off of this one. And usually it's a little bit easier than this. Okay, so there we go. Center this onto the background, and then grab your card. This is I want to say it's a 4.5 by 5.5 greeting card that I buy at the hobby store, Hobby Lobby actually. And they come in a pack of 50, and they do have matching envelopes, which is really nice. Now, if you wanted to do this just as a little piece of artwork to put in a frame, you could do that as well. Okay, so then we center that on the card. And a lot of times I will put something like this in a frame, and because I have the layered look on it, I just take the glass out so that that layered look is really visible. Okay, and then of course I do like to use my sparkly glue with everything. A little bit of sparkle should be everywhere. And I just go around the edges of the solid color where I do have that little bit of border that I put on there earlier. And I do have previous videos on YouTube that shows, you know, how to cut the background paper, the sizes, and then with the flower itself, just real fast, I like to go around just the big petals and real quick add a little bit of glue. It may not be solid on there, but it just adds a little bit of a sparkle. So there you have it. That's the Funky Flower greeting card. And you saw how quick that was. And like I said, they are so much fun to make. Now, some of these I did add a little bit of a splatter that I think you can probably see there. And to do that, let me show you real quick. So on this one that I painted earlier, what we would do is just get your brush very, very wet and grab a little bit of the ultramarine blue. And we want this sopping wet, okay, just dripping. And then just kind of go like this, you know, hold your finger and pat the brush on it, and it'll create the splatter on the card. And if some of them get too dark, you can always, you know, take a paper towel and pat them if you want, you know, to make them a little less prevalent. Or leave them. I think it looks nice with them. And use both colors, not just one. Let's do a little bit of the Grinch green, you know, and kind of splatter that on there too. Okay, so that'll be perfect. Now wait for that to dry and just draw on my funky flower, and I've got another one ready to go. So that is it. Please subscribe and like to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate that. And as I mentioned earlier, head on over to my Patreon page. There are different levels of membership. There's some great patterns on there. I'm always adding to it, and it's just very nice. There's 3 levels right now, and check out all 3. I'm sure there's something on there that you would like. Give it a try for a month or 2, and just watch for my next video here on YouTube. And again, if you could subscribe and like, I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching.